Hooray.
All right, welcome to Good Times to Roll,
Woo!
where the plots are up, the plots are made up, and the hit points definitely matter. It's a terrible joke. I'm so bad at these.
I got
did
it.
not
I
think
thought it
about
was
this
funny.
at all. But
worked.
for like
Worked for
15
me.
seconds before we started.
Better than Snoop.
For the two of you who remember Whose Line Is It Anyway?
I love that show. What are you talking about?
It was a
Yeah,
great show.
everybody
Oh,
loves
sorry,
that show.
by two of you, I was talking about our audience.
Our
It was-
audience.
Our audience.
Things like two
Yeah.
Oh, buddy. So, I apologize for the long break. I was sick 1 week, and literally didn't have a voice.
Yeah.
So
We were thankful.
it was very disappointing because nobody got to see me, which isn't disappointing because that's the quietest I've ever been in my fucking life.
Wow.
So there's that.
I am kind of sad I missed that.
I literally
Oh,
just
me
got
too.
over the cough from that like 3 days ago.
Damn.
I wasn't sick the entire time. And then I had to go back to
did
Michigan
Pumpkin get you
because my
sick?
grandmother passed away. What?
Did Pumpkin get you sick?
No.
No. Weird.
Are you sure?
Zach, I'm really sorry for your game.
I feel like that's why you'd be sick.
You would blame everything on Pumpkin if that was an option.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that an option? Can we do that? Can I blame other things, like in my life, on Pumpkin?
Every time I roll a natural one, it's Pumpkin's fault.
Oh, god damn it. That's
Get your dice, boy.
I'm never prepared for this game.
My brother, when I was back in Michigan because my grandmother passed away, so I was back in Michigan for a week. And I found out while there that apparently my brother has started blaming random mundane things on Betsy DeVos.
Oh, oh.
Like anything that comes along.
Sounds about right.
Like, oh man, I got pulled over today. Fucking Betsy DeVos.
Thanks,
God damn
Obama.
it.
That's the new thanks Obama,
Like-
but it's a lot more real.
I was just thinking,
It is
It's a lot
her
more
fault,
real.
and she deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
and she knows why.
She knows.
She knows what she did.
Yep.
Oh, buddy. So last time, I was very excited for the session last time and said that we had such a hiatus. But last time, our wonderful wayward adventurers crash landed on the island of Pashara, a mythical home full of 5 different tribes of bear people, who I'm done trying to say the names of their tribes because they are long and complicated. And I'm going to come up with solid nicknames at some point, but until that point, I'm just going to call sloth bears, sun bears, polar bears,
Dog bears.
and
I
bear dogs.
I kind of feel like since
Sea
we're on
bears.
hiatus, though, you should probably go over them one more time for the audience.
Okay. So we have tribe Halaktos, which is a tribe of sun bears.
Golden brown bears.
You're,
Nettie, you're screaming blurry.
Oh no, I didn't. Come back. What?
Focus on me.
I don't even know how to fix it. Why is technology so hard?
Get closer to it, and then we'll slowly back away
Yeah.
from it.
Ah.
Nettie is getting a master's degree in mechanical
No,
engineering.
wait, there you go. You got
Aren't
it. You
you all
got it.
so excited?
perfect.
You fixed it.
I don't have any
There's-
useful skills.
Tribe Pimikion, which is a bunch of bear dogs. They run in packs and guard the island. Tribe Maritimus, which is the polar bear tribe. They live up in the mountain, something called the Crucible.
Polar
And the
bears.
tribe Malursus, which is sloth bears. They live over in the solarium and are basically geniuses, at least compared to this group. So,
Whoa.
and then there's one more mysterious tribe that you guys haven't heard the name of, but it is the tribe, the king of the island, King Oran. So, you guys woke up in the infirmary after crashing the boat, and getting a glimpse at Thea, the goddess of storms, protecting you as you got closer to the island.
That's right.
Proceeded to wake up. You were met by a man named Kovac, who was kind enough to explain to you that you are now stuck on the island. Welcome to your lives.
Woo.
That you have a house, which is nice. You don't have your own homes. You're expected to co-reside. get used to it. Not really. They just said it would take time to get more than one house.
Haven't we been
Yeah.
co-residing for time period?
I mean, the entire time you've been together,
It's been a
basically.
minute.
Yeah.
None of you guys have never stopped for long enough to really call it residing, though.
I mean, we reside as murder hobos on the road.
I mean, we were trapped on the ship with Ray for a while.
It's true.
But then we blew up another ship and it was worth it.
Mm.
So he explained everything to you. Found out that Gregor is a patron of Thea, which was of great interest to him, and he said that he would be speaking to the king about the matter. Then was sorry, I'm blinking. Then they went to a library, spoke to Helena, found out that one of the books talking about the temple of. Do you want to say it, Natty? Because I don't remember what I wrote down right now.
Sounds
been a
like
while.
I was asking about the temple of.
Latin words.
Versus Horribilis Arctos.
There you go.
That's the one. I like how you
Yes.
forgot and I didn't remember.
It came to a book, the pages that were supposed to be in it, talking about the temple, and found it ripped out. Was given a token to indicate that the group was friendly and that they could help out with some other missing objects that have been disappearing lately.
Where was
Rogar managed to make a new friend, a large,
Best
angry, slightly angry polar bear woman, weaponsmith, who traded him his sword for a different sword that soaks up blood.
That's an axe.
Sorry, the great axe. My apologies. A great axe that soaks up blood and does some other stuff, which Chase will find out at some point if he takes the
Can't
time
wait.
to attune to it or use it in battle.
Probably just gonna use it in battle.
Yeah,
Why
I
not
know.
both?
Then they found a very drunk Thuray checking on the boat. Proceeded
Finally.
to
Really-
go to
really
a
good.
new bar. What?
I was really getting kind of disturbed that he was sober all the time.
It was weird.
Really,
It was weird.
Yeah.
It was real weird.
Although now we know why. That'd be
Yeah.
why
I
he
don't know
was-
how you know why.
I have an idea why.
Cue tragic backstory music. And currently are in a shitty rundown tavern run by 3 gnomes, one father and 2 sons, filled primarily with some rough and tumble customers, primarily bear dogs, a couple polar bears, a weird dude in dark clothing way off to the side. Roger managed to find some excellent lunch meat
Mm.
from creatures that attack the city every night.
Oh, that's right. They
Yeah.
wanted to electrocute him.
Yep, one of them electrocuted him.
Really
So,
spice of life right there.
and I do believe that's where we left off, was with you finishing up your meal.
Were we at a table, do we remember, or we were at like the bar?
I think we were sitting
I think you were at the bar.
Okay.
one of us, I can't remember who, got a beer mug thrown at his head, and I forgot who it was.
I think it was Galen.
Was
It
it
was
Galen?
me.
Really? That sounds.
Mm-hmm.
It was collateral damage. It wasn't intentional. They chucked
Oh,
a beer
he
bottle
was-
and it just like hit him.
He happened to be in the way when
Yeah.
it went flying.
It's inconsequential.
So, a beer bottle was thrown at Galen.
Mhm.
And where we'll pick back up. I think that's where we left off. I really need to watch our shows again.
So what time of day is it? About.
Evening.
Like early afternoon.
Oh, okay.
You guys, I think, had gone there for lunch. So
Was today the same day we did the library stint?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
you guys got up and then just basically started going exploring. So
Okay.
no rest for the wicked and all that.
Oh, my muscles ache. It's just.
Are you like in the best shape of all of us? Sucks, man.
Yeah, but we just got like in a shipwreck, and now we're just in this random place.
Good
and
point.
Just tired.
This thunder meat really feel like a muscle relaxer.
Can I try a
Calm
bite?
down after I bite.
I don't think that's how that works, but I'm
Alright,
glad you like
I'm
it.
gonna try a bite of the thunder meat.
All right. Here's some thunder meat for you.
Are you using a utensil to try it?
I'm gonna find a wooden fork if I can find one.
That's right. There's another wooden fork.
Okay, and then I'll use that.
You take a bite, and as it hits your mouth, all of a sudden you kind of get like, oh, zap, like somebody took and
A little static.
rubbed their socks on a rug and then touched your tongue.
Mm.
Just like a little.
Airmail's
And your
Airmail's-
tongue tastes like lemon.
Airmail is half chub, but nobody knows that.
Let's rephrase that. Nobody needed to know that.
Nobody knows.
So anyways, you guys, the room is filled. The mysterious man in strange clothing that you saw earlier there. It's pretty just rowdy.
Yeah. What are the bear dogs doing? Dog bears.
Are they like handling each other and like?
Do they
Or
seem to be
wrestling?
like one big pack of them, or is it multiple groups of dog bears?
No, like smaller little groups of like 4 to 6, just kind of crowded around smaller tables around this tiny place. A lot of them are drinking pretty heavily for an afternoon.
Do they all look the same, or is there like maybe a corgi version?
They're bear dogs, not dog bears.
Oh,
So no. Although I like where your mind is going. No corgis. Think
No,
um,
no big corgis wearing armor.
no big corgis wearing armor. They kind of actually, when you take a look at them, almost look like werewolves.
Oh.
A little less humanoid, a little more canine. Almost like a werewolf that's like in between changes in the hybrid stage. So like they move around, they're dexterous, but unlike their other bear counterparts, they are not big hulking things. They are very obviously more attuned to like moving quickly and efficiently. So, but of that, there are a ton of different colors. Some are brown, some of them have like stripes of gray, or some of them have like more of a reddish fur to them. There's lots of different variations, more so than the other tribes that you've seen.
Is the older bartender, like, I think he was the father of the like gnomes?
Yes.
Is he still
Yep.
like within earshot of us, or could we strike up a conversation with him?
Oh yeah, you can definitely strike up a conversation with them.
I'll finish my drink and then I'll ask him for another ale or whatever I'm drinking. I think I'm drinking ale.
All right, right here.
Excuse me, sir. We heard from another person about something called the Crucible. Could you tell us what that might be, or do you know
Yes,
anything
the
about
Crucible. Everyone on the island knows about the Crucible.
We just got it.
that? It's our first day.
I know that. It's pretty obvious.
Hey,
And we spoke about it earlier and discussed how you were the one that caused the storm last night. It's all right. Yeah, the Crucible.
Gregor does that. He causes a lot of storms.
yeah.
Well, I mean, the Crucible is something of a festival event sort of thing. If you can look around, we have lots of different things we do for fun on the island. Fighting is one of them.
Is it
So
a fighting type event? This Crucible.
Yes. More of a spectating sort of thing. The sort of thing where you come out, you've got like 3 beers in each hand, and you just fucking chug them while screaming as people fight below you.
Oh, I think
a
when the
little bit
fighters
more-
come out with 3 beers in each hand. And I was gonna be like, cool. I thought you were gonna say you come out with 3 beers in each hand, chug them, and then go at each other.
No, I'm a little small for that. So
Come on, Gregor. Come on.
Well, so basically, the Crucible is a labyrinth of sorts. Um, well, so there's something in there. Nobody really knows what. But it's a labyrinth structure filled with monsters. They kind of come crawling out of there. All sorts of monsters and fangy bits and wings and flapping and just bullshit.
It's an eccentric performance.
And what happens is every once in a while, some upstart mercenary group or valiant Jarl's son or something like that decide, get in their head that they're going to try this thing that nobody survived in 8,000 years.
Wait, hang on. No one's ever survived it?
No.
Not in 8,000 years.
Ever?
Oh, it's basically a fucking suicide mission. But it's entertaining, let me tell you. Those fuckers over the solarium, they built stands over top of it, and you get up on the stands, and you kind of look down. And there's this labyrinth, and you can't go to the top because it's like magically encased, so you can't go in or out clear. And so you sit over, and these stands sit above it, and you can see what's going down going on down on the ground. So all these fuckers are running around fighting monsters and trying to get treasures and other things like that. Once you go in, there's no coming out. Well, typically, it's more of an honor thing than an actual you can't escape sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Few people come back, not exactly the best. Typically, they're just generally referred to as a bunch of
Cowards.
Yeah, cowards.
So, here, I have a question for you. What was your name again, sir?
Well, this fucker called me Roger.
All right, Roger.
My name's not Roger. My name's Roland.
Roland, sorry.
My deepest apologies, Roland. I was ill-informed, and I shoot it like a darting stare at the other brother.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that happened. That's why you
Yeah,
got the
he's
bottle.
no Phil. No Phil.
But if you sit above the maze or labyrinth and you look down on it and you can see into it, how come no one knows what's in there?
Well, as you get closer to the center of the labyrinth, it becomes obscured. So basically, you can only see as much as the people are in.
Interesting.
And other than that, it becomes obscured. So the stands, because the Solarian people are very smart, the stands move around and actually follow people.
Now,
well, as much
so
as you can.
you've never.
People.
Now,
so
You've never. Sorry.
what? I guess, but yeah, beyond like foolish pride and bragging rights, why would anyone enter this labyrinth? Is there a promise of coin? Is there some hidden mystery to it? Is it really just the mystery of what's in there?
Well, nobody knows exactly what's in it, but supposedly, if you believe this sort of phooey, it's said that once we finally make it to the end, we'll have proven ourselves properly punished by Thea, and the curse will be lifted. But
interesting.
Nobody fucking knows.
Sounds like a bit of phooey.
It does sound like a bit of phooey.
Honestly,
I think some fucking mad mage made it a while ago, filled with goddamn monsters that spawn every once in a while.
Yes.
And just was like, haha, this will be funny.
Some mage on a power trip. I've seen those types. Oh yeah.
Everybody has.
Yeah. I know that I have this warlock friend who's just God. So anyways. Interesting. Well,
Thray is completely oblivious to this. He's only half listening. And is definitely staring down what appears to be a female bear dog and like winking at her.
Oh God.
Nice. Wait, so
and then he kind of slumps against the side and just kind of like.
We don't even know if Thea's real, so yeah, it sounds like a lot of phooey.
Whoa.
And just kidding, just kidding, Gregor. Got him. As a joke.
Roland's kind of like, well, I mean, I've never seen her. We've got these big storms, but
Yeah,
it could be anything.
everywhere's got storms. I know you haven't probably left the island ever, but
I mean, nobody's ever left the island ever.
There's storms
but,
out there.
There are.
Yeah.
He got hit by them last night.
So,
Hence why he has food.
where is this maze? Like, how do we get there if we wanted to go check it out, or maybe be foolish enough to enter?
He is like, oh, it's up in the mountains.
Is that north?
Oh, Dad.
South.
South? All right.
South.
Wait. Is it?
So
He
like
is?
some kind of festive date everybody goes in at the same time.
More of a wait until somebody's dumb enough to walk into it sort of thing.
It's like a big party, like a block party that just comes out of nowhere.
I mean, sort of.
Kind of cool.
Most people make it there once or twice in their lives. It's quite a trek unless you live up in Morose, in which case it's walking in your back door. But, you know.
Cool. Well, thank you for the info. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Anything else I can get for you?
What other kind of foods you have besides the thunder meat?
I mean, we've got, basically anything that you can think of that's not unreasonable.
All right, I'll just take a brisket.
Oh, okay. All right. You hear him. Just go back to what appears to be the kitchen door, and he shouts something inside, and a small knife comes flying out and embeds itself in the door. And as you look, it's obvious that this door has been stuck by the same knife many times.
Tell me if Thuray flinches if he sees it.
What?
Tell me Thuray flinches if he sees that happen. Just like.
It's like behind the bar. You guys are no risk. And then you hear the woman just shout back, "Yeah, well, your sister's prettier too." And turn around and walk back.
Okay.
And it gets back up on like
Cool.
there's a raised portion behind it so that these gnomes are at bar height, and so he jumps back up on top and he goes, "All right, Gemma, is there anything else I can get for you?"
I'm good.
I'll take another beer.
All right.
Mead or whatever we're drinking.
Galen, do you want anything?
Do you happen to have a bean salad delight? It's a delicacy where I come from.
Roland kind of like sits back and he goes, "Bean salad delight. It's been a while. Sorry, we don't have the ingredients here.
Gnomes.
But
Okay.
it's and I haven't thought about that in years. Thank you for that. I might have to talk to my wife about making that if she stops throwing knives at me."
If we got you the ingredients, could you make a bean salad delight?
Of course, I just don't think they're grown on the island.
If we got you the ingredients, Galen, could you make a bean salad delight?
Galen and I have been practicing cooking for weeks.
Let's
Sure, you
just
have
say
True, you guys have. You have been practicing.
there's a reason it's a delicacy. It's very difficult to make.
It can't be that bad. Gnomes have like little hands, so can't be that hard.
Yes. Little hands are, the best cooking utensils one can have.
Many hands make little work, and little hands make shoes.
That's an offensive stereotype.
You're not a
We're not
cobbler?
all shoemakers.
You're not all cobblers?
Rolling.
Oh, those are elves. Oh, shit, I just played myself. Damn it. Not like a regular elf, though. It's okay.
Zach, every time you put that
I'm a cool elf.
Are you
I'm
not?
not like those regular elves.
I'm a dark elf, alright?
What'd you say,
skin
Natty?
tone involved.
anytime you put a big glass thing down on whatever desk that you have, it makes an amazing thunk sound. And I'm really
Yeah, you should,
does it?
yeah.
you should use it in like dungeons when like loud crashes happen and stuff.
He's absolutely right. Like when a door shuts.
Holy work.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second, okay?
Okay, we're holding on.
What are we holding on to?
D&D Beyond is the service we're using. They don't sponsor us, but it's pretty cool if you haven't used it before.
It is pretty cool. I'm a big fan of D&D.
Mm-hmm.
For our
Also because it's
making
sponsored.
video chat, we use Discord.
Discord.
We
It's
do use
free
Discord.
free service. It's got great video quality and audio quality.
All right.
And we're back.
It's also funny. Like Discord is a funny program, huh?
They are. I love their
Mina-
developer updates. Are awesome.
Mina showed me her dice last night.
Oh,
Or-
dice, yeah.
Is that what the kids are calling it?
So she has a bunch of tiny metal ones.
Nice.
Wow.
Those are so tiny.
Okay.
Some pretty sharp tips on this.
And something that I'm apparently was unaware that I need, but I do. This is a Goliath.
Yes.
Holy shit!
This
Wait,
is solid metal.
hang on, roll it on your table. I want
Those
to hear
things
what
are
it
so
sounds
cool. Oh,
like.
that was meaty.
You have to listen to that when Arnold puts this online. It's a great sound.
Some D&D ASMR right there.
really
I want it purely for the bad guys. For the big
Roll
baddie.
initiative.
What's? I am so sorry. I have a stupid question. What's ASMR?
I don't know what the acronym stands for, but it's basically like when people get really close to a mic or like make very sounds that are very sensitive to your ears.
Mhm.
And
Is it
They
like
usually are
audio,
whispering.
some people are like addicted
sound
to it.
relaxation? Or
Yeah, like sound, audio, sound, something.
Oh, autonomous sensory meridian response.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
That's what it is.
something? Oh, there you go.
That describes
none
like,
of
the
those
feeling
words.
of goosebumps.
It's like if you close your eyes and you're floating in a lagoon and there's nothing around you but clouds. It's that kind
The
of thing.
crowd just beneath.
Or like some people will do like sounds like, okay, for example, I was just flipping my ice around my glass.
Zach is a douchebag.
Pleasant sound like that. Yeah.
Perfect.
Right there. Perfect example of ASMR.
Yep, a douche. Like if you turn off all the sounds and use a douchebag to make noise, it's really tasty. Yeah, very.
I just like to imagine that the bartender is listening to our characters talk about this.
He's like,
I'm so glad that Zach can't push a button and like.
okay, I'm gonna go
punch
make
through
the
screen or something.
food thing.
So,
Anyways, so I turned to the rest of the group and I'm like,
anyways,
Crucible sounds really fucking cool, guys. I think we should figure out like whatever else we're doing on this island and then go check it out. Cause it's like
I think
Sounds really fucking deadly.
it sounds really fucking deadly, sure, but
maybe.
what haven't we done that hasn't been deadly? To be
Oh, we
fair,
haven't died yet.
Hang on, I have a weird feeling. I have a weird feeling that Crucible is the temple I'm trying to find.
I love Galen's optimism. Haven't died yet.
Actually, we had, not us, but like, we lost a guy, remember?
I like how Natty's lost 2 characters and no one else has died.
I've lost one.
Oh wait, no,
character,
that's right, Tyler. Sorry.
lost a character.
And Kyle lost a character.
Oh,
Horsey.
Gregor will die
Mine-
soon. Let's be honest.
Mine was worse. Kyle lost a character in combat with the enemy. I lost a character in combat with you.
Hey, I wasn't there for that session, so I take no part in that. I'm not taking responsibility for it. Like I literally like I couldn't play that week. I came back and like there's just no Bjorn. He's just dead. I'm like, well, cool.
It was actually great because what ended up happening was Rogar, Bjorn and Rogar had been
Rogar killed him.
Not like snakes in the grass.
there was a mob. They were trying to get us to leave town. One of them attacked Bjorn.
No.
Rogar didn't like that the one attacked Bjorn
Is that what happened? I thought they attacked
and went to
Rogar.
kill him. And then Bjorn was like, "No, we're not going to kill a bunch of scared."
I was trying to defend your
And-
honor, and you started attacking me.
Yeah.
That's hurt.
And then
Trying to keep you from
Bjorn,
killing
the
them.
paladin
Soul.
or fighter.
I was
a fighter.
I was a fighter.
He's a fighter.
Yeah, you were a fighter. Yeah. Anyways, there was a showdown between Rogar and Bjorn, which ended with Bjorn on fire in the middle of a hayfield.
I think Rogar
along
even
with
peed on me.
all the
No,
villagers
Rogar
and
didn't.
half the town.
Yeah, I died.
Note
He
to
attacked me.
self.
Also,
Don't cross
hang on,
Rogar.
hang on. It was
Ever.
Rogar. And
That should have been the first note you ever wrote down.
Yeah.
Hang on. It was Rogar and.
Started D&D. Don't fuck with Rogar.
You did tell me this story before I even started, so.
What's the walrus's name? I forgot. Oh my god.
Grubby.
What,
Grubby.
sorry, what was that,
Grubby.
Daddy? I keep interrupting.
I was saying it was Rogar and Grubby who attacked.
Oh, okay. Grubby probably. Grubby was. He's a follower. You know, he's a Fairweather fan. He just goes with his winning.
True.
Also, oddly powerful.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Overpowered.
sorry,
He
some
wanted
would
to
say.
go back into the flames to collect a straw,
Yes.
and we
he
didn't
wanted-
let him.
He wanted to wear Bjorn as a trophy.
I remember that.
I think he definitely
Oh, that's
looked
pretty
through
funny.
Bjorn's ashes, actually.
Yes, that's a thing that happened.
Not at all surprised.
Anyway.
Anywho,
Anywho,
We wandered a bit. Sorry, guys. Nostalgia. You know?
so
Good times.
like
good
Gregor,
times.
what do you think? Do you think that story has any validity? Like, do you think, like, if this whole curse thing that keeps people trapped on this island is something having to do with another god and then Thea, like, is that something she would like? Does she have anything to do with it? Could you ask?
I will ask next time I see her. I'm just thinking. So we approach the island. Storm comes up. Total Thea move. Except she was trying to protect us from
Right,
it, and
like-
she couldn't.
Like maybe there's some
So-
other because didn't what's his face Kovac say like it was her and another god had a bit of a either a falling
It was
out
a
or like a
war.
fight it was a war
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm wondering if either there's a few. Either she did do it, in which case, whoops. But maybe she lost control of it, or maybe something was created. Can't think of the word. Like to blame her. She set up. Nobody knows it. Maybe she got set up. I don't know, but we were sent here to find her weapon. I don't know what that is exactly yet, but anyway.
I
In
bet
the
you it's in
temple.
that maze.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So here's a place impossible to get into in the forest that's not near anything. That sounds like, where
Well,
you're
it's
supposed
in
to
the.
be going.
He said it was in the mountains. I don't know, but maybe it's in the forest too. I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. But
But
maybe
yeah, no, I
think
think you're right. And plus, I mean, we haven't talked to that many people yet, but it sounds like as good a lead as any on getting off this island. You know.
it's true. And I'm thinking maybe, it's been 8,000 years. Maybe the original purpose of it has been forgotten. People have just been like, oh, everyone dies in there. Let's, I can do it. And it's become a
True.
game.
Maybe I think it's worth looking into at the very least. Maybe we could explore it, and I don't give a shit what these people think of me, so we could leave if shit gets crazy or.
But we
No.
can't really leave.
Well, he said he can, but it's just frowned upon. Like masturbating
Oh,
on an airplane.
sorry. I thought you meant leave the island. Yeah.
No,
Right.
no,
you
just
can walk
maze.
out. Although I suspect, I don't know if anyone's ever tried before. I suspect trying to leave probably brings up some other challenges, but
If putting away preconceived notions, if we believe the folklore that the only way to get off the island is to beat it, then the powers in charge there probably wouldn't like it if you tried to leave.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I agree.
okay.
Yeah.
What do you think, Rogar? Does it sound cool?
Sounds
Where
like
you-
you need to kill a bunch of shit. So.
I was about to say, we're going to go into a dark place and kill everything.
We'll definitely
Yeah,
need you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm down.
So,
What about you, Regis? What do you think?
right. I just forgot that I was playing him tonight. Regis.
I guess I didn't know if you were or not. I didn't know who was playing it.
When I was a little
I mean,
kid,
I can do the voice at least. He
Okay.
Regis sort of like, you guys are crazy. I kind of like it, but I'd like to know more about it. We just throw ourselves to certain doom.
oh, I totally agree.
Oh,
We have a
okay.
mystery afoot. So,
I'm with the new guy.
Says the guy on the wanted poster. Yeah, wants to pussyfoot himself
You
into
know
something
what?
else.
after hearing his story, I don't hold it against him. I think he was right.
I don't either. I was just kidding. Hey,
That's
that
out
was
of
mean.
character.
That was something Thuray would do. Who are you?
I think maybe not that, but I feel like he would have like
Are you even
sworn
really
at you or
Regis?
something.
I feel like we would have gotten like an uncomfortable laugh, and then. I have another question. Yes, exactly that. How is it that there's 5 races of bear on this island, right? Only 4 of them have names. The royal family doesn't have a clan name, and they've, as far as we know, they've always been the royal family. That's weird too.
Royal family's a 6th mysterious bear race.
No, they're fifth. The fifth mysterious bear race.
Oh, they're 5th.
They're the
mysterious
fifth.
bear
There are 5 mysterious bear races. And we are the 6th.
That's actually true.
Oh, we're the 6th.
We were the bears all along.
Surprise! Rogar's only half dragonborn. He's which makes it even more concerning that he doesn't know what a bear looks like.
All right, Zach,
No,
blink,
they don't have tentacles.
Zach, blink twice if I'm right. But is the 5th mysterious bear race actually like walrus people, and Grubby is part of that race?
Anyways, so what do you guys want to do?
I mean, I think at least looking into it, but I'm also kind of interested in this the city of Solarium, like the genius people bears, this genius bears. They have like a whole library city, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if it's like we should go check out everything else and then go do the Crucible when we're done.
I feel like the more information we can get about what it is, the better chance we have.
That's a good point. They would have information at the Solarium, I bet. Like in the
And they
city.
should be on the way.
I think.
And if we find out that more stuff that we need has been stolen, that might,
Let's consult the map.
Let's consult the map. But remember, the travel from here to Solarium during the nighttime is dangerous.
Yeah, so we're in Rhyme right now.
Yeah, there's apparently some fucking weird
I see. So, yeah, it is on the way.
shit
You're right.
that goes on around here.
Thuray, you should go to bed.
Thuray, are you feeling alright, man?
Yeah, I'm fine. What's up?
Thuray,
You don't sound fine.
You should get her numbers.
Son of a one. What?
Never mind. I kind of want to join the...
Thuray gets distracted again. Anyways, what were you gonna say?
I kind of want to join the army bears to fight those weird monster things off. I want to get a closer look at what they are.
I would help you do that.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're the same monsters in the labyrinth, or similar at least.
Maybe we could
That's
get
a
some
good
intel.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we could ask the army bears if they know if that's the fact, and maybe they can tell us more about it.
I like how we've already forgotten all the names. Yeah.
Wait, which ones which ones are the army bears? Are they the polar bears?
The werewolf-looking ones.
The bear dogs.
Bear dogs. Okay.
The bear dogs.
Well, Gregor, go talk to a bear dog. See what they know.
Yeah, you should. DM, you said that there's like a table of bear dogs all like having a thing.
There's like multiple.
Yeah, there's like a solid 20 of them around the bar.
A big ass. Okay, that's
Like
no,
there's
it's
like
around
not
the
all
bar.
together. It's just multiple smaller groups, but like this
Is
is
there-
obviously like a bar that's predominantly visited by them.
Yeah. Is it like I'm looking for like a table of like 3 or 4 with an MTC that I can join in? Is that a
Yeah, you find one.
All right. Roland, can I get a round of ales for that table over there? And I'm
He goes, yeah, of course. He takes and slaps one of his kids on like the side of the head.
so
points at
sorry
the
for his
table.
family. Jesus.
The son kind of just like rubs his head, and grabs 4 glasses on a tray, and like walks around. Comes over, hands them out. Bear dog's kind of like,
I sit down with them.
and he points over at you. They just kind of growl. And look at just like.
Take it.
And
Oh,
proceed to like tilt themselves away from you.
seriously?
Very mean girl style.
Damn. That's cold.
So wait, can I still sit in this? Yeah, whatever. I sit in an empty seat.
See, so you as you come into the table, it's like the table. There's 4 of them, and then the empty seat. And you walk up, and basically they're all like kind of like tilted away from you. Pull the seat, sit down.
All right,
And
guys, look.
kind of like looks and just goes, "Oh, what?"
How's it going, guys? Enjoy the beer. I have a question. I have a couple of questions.
Is
I'm
that
very
why?
anyway.
Is that why bought us these beers.
Yes.
Can you see that we have more important things to do?
Honestly, no.
There's just plates of food in front of them. There's like no plans or anything like that. They're just.
There's no what or anything?
Can't you see there's more important things to do? And there's nothing important on the table. It's just
Yeah.
food. But yeah.
No, I did not know. And I apologize for interrupting your important business. I just have a couple quick questions. Number one, I kind of want to see those monsters that you guys fight at night. I was wondering if I could come along. You don't have to defend me or anything, but if you could just take me to where the monsters are. Me and my friends over there have killed many, many things, and we'd like to add these things to the list.
One of them sees Galen from over there, like, raise his hand. And then Thray promptly, with perfect timing, proceeds to fall over on the ground when they get back up.
We love that guy.
His tail at this point is just dragging on the ground. Like, it's not up at all. It's just fucking like. And the smallest of them, which is across the table, goes. You guys don't look like you're much of. And then the other one shoves his hand over its face and just. Be quiet. The one that you were talking to looks at you and goes. Sorry, I can't take a civilian like you with us.
I can shoot lightning out of my fingertips.
And so can these creatures.
That's what I'm saying. Alright, look. We're new here. We're trying to figure some stuff out. I'm a follower of Thea. I have a mission here that she gave me. I need a little help. We're a little bit out of a dead end.
At this, all of these guys just start.
Sorry,
The
what?
two closest tables
What did I just
start
do?
laughing also.
Why
And
do I always start
the one looks at you and goes.
It all falls apart.
The one looks at you and goes, and like in between. you say you're on a mission from Thea? All right. Yeah, we're definitely not taking a crazy person with us. You just fucking run along.
Ooh. Told you she wasn't real.
Oh.
What'd you say?
Wait, no, this is perfect. Yeah, I look at my feet for a second. Think of a way to impress them real quick.
Can you say the alphabet backwards?
I can't.
Usually
Whether or not
impressive.
I've been drinking, I still can't do it.
If Thray heard that, he would have been like, I can do it.
Z. Then just pass out.
You got Natty.
Huh?
So what you got? The
Think of it as a story. Either we come out and we're awesome, in which case you guys just got a new ally and fighting whatever the hell these things are, or we took a bunch of dumbasses out and they got what was coming to them.
And then one of them sighs and he goes, if we take you with us and you die, then we have paperwork to do.
What if you just tell us where to go and then we never had this conversation?
Literally go to any of the walls tonight. You'll see them eventually. Or better yet, since you're all fucking crazy, just go camp outside the city. It'll be fine. They'll leave you alone.
Sounds like a good idea. I've honestly forgotten what else I was supposed to ask.
The younger one pops up and he's like, you can talk to one of the guard towers. And the other one like closes his mouth, like physically grabs his snout, closes it, and slaps him in the face. Be quiet.
I'd like to make a mental note of that little one. Talk to later when he's on his own, or she's on her own. I can't tell. I'm sorry. When that bear is on his own.
From the voice, it sounded like it was a male.
Okay, cool. When he's on his own.
The guy kind of looks at you and is like, "Are you done wasting my time?"
For the moment, yes. I'll come back later. Thank you for your time. And I get up and I go back to the bar. Those guys are really friendly. You should all go over and say hi.
They didn't look very friendly. What did they tell you?
Mostly to go fuck off, but also that at any point, with pretty much dangerous anywhere outside the walls, we should go camping. And that one, I point at the little one, seems like he actually seems interested in trying to help us out, but every time he tries, the other ones slap him in the face. So we should talk to him later. He mentioned quick before he got slapped again that we should talk to one of the guard towers about this.
Should we have Rogar kill everyone but the little one?
No.
Oh, okay.
Save the killing for,
That's where I thought you were going with that.
Be a nice warm up.
No. Don't do it yet. I feel like I'm supposed to go with it for a different reason. I swear to God, I forgot what it was. Anyway. Oh, by the way, are they drinking the beers I gave them?
Yes. Oh yeah. So the bartender starts kind of collecting what's due to him. Here I got Rogar's money. For the rest of you, it's a 2 silver piece.
Did I ever
except
get
for
my
Galen, who
cheeseburger?
didn't drink. What?
Did I ever get my cheeseburger?
Yes.
Excellent. It was
Yeah, you guys all got food of some type. So yeah, it's 2 silver a piece for each of you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Is there anything else that you want to do in the bar? Anything you want to ask about?
I would like to just try
Pretty
and
kind.
just I don't really want to go talk to this person, but I'm interested in the cloaked person, the person wearing dark clothing that's off.
Oh, they disappeared.
Oh, they're gone.
When?
Oh,
You guys
Or
didn't
just-
even see him get up and leave. They were just
Okay, so like we
You
look
look
back
at
to
it,
where we
they're
remember
gone.
them being, and they're gone. Okay, all right,
mysterious.
interesting. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's all I got.
okay.
So, do you guys want to go back to our little? I guess our we have a home now. We're homeowners.
That was easy.
Yeah, do you want to go nap and then go out hunting?
Ooh, that's right. Yeah, we could get some do a short rest or rest shortly, and then maybe
Well done.
go out later.
Yeah. Oh, and we should. Oh, sorry. We should do what he said. Rest shortly, and then go talk to a watchtower about what's going on. And also, DM, is there anything particular about the short bear dog something that I can remember about him to spot him later? Like, does he wear certain colors or?
The younger one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just didn't do
So
anything.
they all are wearing like piecemeal armor. But unlike the rest of them that are pretty monotone or like kind of almost camouflage, he's got kind of a bright red piece of cloth that is stuck under a piece of armor on his shoulder. So like it's very, very obvious.
Okay. Can I make a note to remember that thing about him?
Yeah, of course.
But what I'm getting at is later on, can I make like an action that anytime he's around, and if I can see him, can you point it out to me?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
Let's go check out our. Well, we've already been to our house, right? Ish.
It's a
Yeah.
nice house.
Yeah, you were there this morning.
Oh yeah, because that's where Kovac dropped us off.
Yeah, he
basically.
took you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I still have to go to the palace to.
Well, he
I don't
said,
know,
didn't he
ask
say he would or no? Wait, or did he tell you to go?
Oh
to the
yeah,
palace?
the king would be interested in
Talking to
talking
you.
to me, and he said that he got really excited when I said I was a disciple of Thea, which is interesting. Every time I've said that, there have been strong reactions, either positive or negative.
Yeah, that's
So
Yep.
yeah.
I'd like to know here.
I'd like to know at least what their questions are, what they want to know. But, okay, yeah, we'll head back towards the homestead.
Okay. Is there anything else that you guys want to do in the city?
Is there a place
Or
that
did you
has
guys
to
get
be-
everything done last time?
Wait, is there any
I
place
don't
where
really even
like,
know
is
what to do in the city. Like, we just
Is
gonna
there-
get
Okay.
Is there a
so
new
you guys-
pastry shop?
a what shop?
Pastry shop. I want to.
Pastry.
Yes, there's a pastry shop.
Need to go to the pastry shop. I want to.
Okay.
It's been a long day. I want to.
You
Also,
head into the pastry
I-
shop. Oh, god damn it, cat.
It is Pumpkin's fault.
Well, he almost knocked a glass off when he jumped up. They jumped up and he landed on my notebook and then proceeded to and then the notebook slid.
Damn it, Pumpkin.
So anyways, so you head to a pastry shop. It's kind of like right in the there back. You step inside. There's a baker. It's a taller, older guy, kind of. Sorry, no, that was just me. Kind of like smiles warmly at you, come in and goes, "Well, hello there. I haven't seen you guys around. What can I get for you?"
I'm looking for a donut. Do you have any donuts?
Not sure what the donut is, but
Do you have
Like
any?
a wheel-shaped pastry.
Do you have any bear claws?
he kind of looks and goes, "Bear claw? No.
You've never had a bear
Most
claw?
of the people in this city would frown down upon that. Is that a
No, it's not like an actual bear
lingo
claw.
or
It's a pastry.
Which looks nothing at all like a bear claw. but-
Yeah.
what's it made out of?
I assume dough of some kind. I really don't know what it is.
Isn't it dough with apples and sugar?
Sure.
Well, we've got turnovers over here,
It's kind of like a.
and like he
turnover.
just like shows you. There's like a case, and there's plenty of pastries, and right here, what you see is what we've got.
Zach, do I see a donut?
You don't see a donut, no.
Does he see a donut hole?
You see lots of other delicious pastries in there. They all look like they're very well made, but no
Alright.
donuts.
I point
What's
at
your
one that looks-
specialty, sir?
Ooh. Galen with the good question.
Well, I don't make my specialty every day. It's a pretty involved process, but it's a specific type of truffle that I make. Involves a secret ingredient from on the island. Nice to look at, delicious to eat. Typically, I
Thunder meat.
make them for bigger events that I cater, but don't usually get big enough orders to make it worth going out and journeying and trying to find the ingredients. It's a tricky process. I have to send somebody out. There's some ruins near here. No, near. About a couple days walk away. A ruin, and around the ruin there's this special type of flower, and I just take the flower and use some of the parts off of it, but the flower, I haven't found the flower anywhere else on the island, so it's problematic.
It sounds exquisite.
It sounds
Can't wait to
awesome.
try
It
one.
is.
Maybe we should find you.
Hopefully you'll be able to someday.
Maybe we'll get you some flowers. But can I have that pastry right there?
Of course.
I'm gonna.
So he
Nice.
starts pulling them out, looks at the rest of you.
I pull out a
Ray
map.
picks like 5 of them, and it's that one, and that one, and that one. And the guy just kind of looks at me and is like, "You've been having an awfully good day so far, haven't you?"
I pull out the map and I say, if we were to point at where this flower grows, where would you point your bear claw?
Oh, well, mind you, it's a human.
Oh, I thought it was a bear.
Oh.
No, he's a human. He's just like an older human
Well,
gentleman.
now my immersion's ruined.
He's
And-
broken the illusions.
He goes and he points and he's like, well, somewhere almost into the footholes of the Solarium. Kind of along the coast there. You guys, if you guys are out there for some reason, by all means, stop and get some.
We were planning on heading to the solarium at some point, so we might look into it. Zach, could you go to the map and click where he like pointed at? Oh, okay, so like on the way. Okay.
Wait, no.
It's not directly on the path, but like you could take a day and probably get there.
So like more on the coast, like around here in this forest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Got
How much?
I'll put an X there later on so you guys know where it is.
Okay.
What was that, Nettie?
I was asking Dad how much I owe him.
Oh, a silver? No, not even. Fucking 5 copper.
Hey, Silver.
Three
the money down,
silver.
Donuts sound so good right now.
I know.
Thray's already right. Thray's already outside, like stuffing his face.
I take a bite of it and I'm like, oh my god, this is delicious.
Yeah,
And
and
then
it
I'm
really
keep
is
praising again. Yeah.
very exquisitely done. All the pastries are
It's
amazing.
so good. I shake the man's hand. This is delicious, sir. Thank you so much.
Kind of like chicken noodle. Thank you. Really appreciate that.
I
I
shake
didn't
his
get your
bad paw.
names. I'm Tana.
Gregor, nice to meet you.
Aramil, pleasure to make your
All
acquaintance.
right, Aramil.
Galen, sir. Nice to meet you.
You reaches
What are you
over the
playing?
counter. Reaches. Nice to meet you, Galen.
I'm
What
Rogar.
about you, big fellow?
Rogar.
Rogar.
Yep.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet all of you. If you need anything done or want a special order, feel free to come and talk with me. We'll see what we can get worked out, okay?
Appreciate it. I actually have a quick question for you, sir.
Yeah.
Have you ever known one of the bear dogs, the army bears, to be friendly?
They tend to be a pretty gruff bunch of individuals, but I've met a few that are rather nice. They're primarily carnivores, so they don't pop in too often, but I have made some specialty meat-based pastries for them before.
First of
There
all,
was-
that sounds delicious.
Absolutely delightful.
Not my specialty, but I've done it. And I've talked to a few of them. They tend to be pretty nice when you get beneath the gruff exterior.
Why do they seem, I can't think of the word, xenophobic a bit?
Oh, no, they're not xenophobic. You have to understand, right? They're raised to take care of the island, to take care of the people. So newcomers don't know the rules, don't know what's going on, and unfortunately get caught in unpleasant situations sometimes. And they take it to heart. Their Jarl, he's a very zealous man and takes his job seriously. And so when somebody dies on their watch,
It's a big deal.
the entire guard force feels it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I am
And
Jarl
who's Jarl?
Balgruuf.
What?
What was that?
Sorry, who's Jarl?
Oh, I don't even know who the Jarl is.
Jarl Balgruuf.
Yeah.
That was more southern than Nordic, but nice job.
They move their den around all over the place. They themselves switch leaders often. There's a number of different families that take control. Who even knows at this point? But the last person that I knew of was very kind, and from what I've heard, most of them tend to be very similar that way.
All right.
Interesting.
Sure, this was delicious. You are a fantastic person, and I'm gonna go to sleep. It was nice to meet you. We'll be back for sure.
Oh,
I'm glad
Tennis.
to hear it. Yes.
Have you ever been to the Crucible?
Not really my cup of tea. The Crucible's a bit of a bloody place, and I don't really particularly like going just to watch that.
Dude,
I've been told
that's
it's good
understandable.
fun, but I just don't really want to see that sort of thing.
is it? Do you know? Is it mostly barefoot or outsiders who partake?
That what?
Is it mostly barefoot or outsiders who partake in the crucible?
It's a pretty good mix. There are a number of I don't want to say royal, but high families that have sons or daughters that decide to go and make attempts. So there's decent composition of them. They tend to draw bigger crowds. But there are always outsiders every few
Sorry,
that are content to drop.
you cut out for a second. There are outsiders who what?
Who get really want to get off the island and listen to the fairy tales woven about the Crucible and decide to make attempts. So,
Okay. Fair
sorry.
enough. Thank you again, sir.
Okay.
I feel
And gentlemen, I'm assuming you're at least pretty new. Generally speaking, if you're asking about the Crucible, nobody's ever made it out. I've heard stories. The monsters in there are just
top notch.
It's honestly, it's not worth it. Life on the island is nice. I mean, there are issues, but for a nice place to live. It's better for you to stay here and stay safe than to throw your lives away on a foolish endeavor.
What kind of issues?
I mean, the
Does he seem to be honest? Like right now, is he seeming sincere?
make an insight check.
Can I help him?
No, you didn't ask.
16.
Okay. You can tell for the most part he's being sincere and that he seems like a genuinely nice. But you can tell that these issues that he mentioned kind of been worked up a little bit more than normal.
Okay.
Than what you would expect normally. Like it's something that like maybe he wants to talk about more, but it's not exactly.
He doesn't know who we are. He's afraid.
He
Okay.
at your question, he's sort of like, well, everything seems nice on the surface. We take care of new people, we take care of our own. But there's things that don't quite make sense. If he is the woman who cursed this island, why worship her? If she wasn't the one that cursed this island, then why didn't she save an island full of her followers? It doesn't make sense.
Sounds like a lot of
And
question
that
marks.
sort of goddess worship is brewed into the entire government of the island. I mean, I just don't really get it. Because my family's been here for generations, and we kind of moved away from praising Thea years ago. And guess what? She's never struck us down. I just don't really get it. And the king, he's elusive. The temple, a small temple shrine in the castle, apparently. It's just things aren't great. And I will say the taxes on this place are great.
Does that trickle down to everyday life at all, or it's more just ideological concerns?
I mean, of course it trickles down to everyday life. If you believe that everything is the punishment of a goddess, well, you're going to try and do everything you can to please that goddess.
Right.
Whether it ends up being anything from tithing to her temple, letting the Church of Thea get too powerful, to silly traditions and wasting money on things that don't matter.
Have you heard about Bearavar Cloak Shadow? And I point at
I have not. He kind of looks at you and goes, who would Bearavar Cloak Shadow be?
Oh, I got the person for you. This is my friend Galen.
I mean, he's kind of a gnomish thing,
He's cool.
but he's a cool guy. Girl.
I was gonna say.
Non-binary being, really.
Non-binary?
Gnomish god, huh? Didn't seem to really take care of you. You're stuck in the island.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of not in her good graces at the moment.
But she's super hot. I mean, and cool and stuff. Should totally worship her.
You, good sir, you find your own path to spiritual enlightenment. And I trust that you will find whatever works for you.
And on that note,
I appreciate you telling me about that.
And she loves pastries.
I appreciate you
Just saying.
I appreciate you telling me about that. And kind of ignores you guys and just goes, I appreciate you telling me. But I think I'm going to try and find enlightenment in the bottom of a bag of flour. So,
A noble pursuit in itself.
you gentlemen have a nice day. If you need anything, feel free to stop by. And if you have more questions about the island, I mean, stop in. Typically in the afternoons, I'm not quite as busy as in the mornings, so that's a typically better time.
Sir, once again, delicious. We will come back. Thank you again. And we'll look for those flowers. Wait a minute. What do the flowers look like?
Yeah, what do they look like?
Oh, the flowers?
Yeah.
I want some of those truffles.
Well, they tend to be thorny with
Like me?
long blue petals that kind of drape down
Cool.
over the thorny stems. Okay.
Excellent.
We'll keep an eye out.
I'll pull out my painter supplies and make a quick sketch.
Mm-hmm.
Show him.
He kind of like directs you, and he's like, "Well,
Like that?
like a little bit
droopier?
longer."
Longer in
Yep.
the tooth.
And eventually you get to like you get to like a painting that looks pretty on point.
All right.
And that's it.
You know what? We'll go get these for you, and when we come back, you can keep the painting, just because we like you so damn much.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that.
And remember,
Okay, bye.
We got
Bye.
after
Bye.
savoring this awkward moment, let's get the hell out and go to sleep.
Thray is outside, and at this, it's been a couple minutes. You find him a block down, passed out by the side of the wall, with just like a donut on his face, and like a pastry have on his face, and in his lap. As you guys walk up, you see a small group of 3 bear dogs come up, and one of them like takes his sword and like pokes him. Like
Hey,
with the
hey,
blunt
hey,
end.
hey, whoa,
Like,
whoa.
whoa, guy.
with the blunt end, he just pokes him, and he's like, "Hey," and kind of waves you guys off.
Yeah, don't wave us
Okay.
off. That's our
That's
friend
our
there,
friend.
sir.
The guy looks at you, and he's like, "You need to get him off the street.
We're about to
We
do
have
just that.
rules in this city.
Do you
You
have
need to
rules?
work on your people skills.
You need to work on your people skills and get your friend the fuck out of here."
All right, let's.
Ooh.
Ariel, help me help him up. Sir.
Good comeback. Yeah, say what he said. Good one. Okay. Fucking bear.
They just
I'm gonna-
kind of grumble and growl and walk away.
I put my arm underneath his shoulder.
I'm
and
on
let's
3.
go, buddy.
Come on, get up.
Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, we're going.
We're gonna
We're
go
going for a ride,
going
buddy.
back.
Come
We're
on.
going back to the
Yeah.
house. We're gonna put you in a bed. And you're gonna get some sleep, okay? Were the pastries good?
Yeah, they're really good.
Did you do you have a full tummy? Is your tummy full?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Great, let's get you home.
You guys make it back to the house, find a room, put the ray down.
Yep.
By the time all this is done, it's like mid-afternoon into like dinner time ish.
Okay.
We've all
A few hours as the sun goes down. Not a ton of time, but like 3-4 hours before the sun goes down.
Okay.
Um,
I'll go meditate for a little bit in my
Yeah.
room.
okay.
I'm gonna sleep. My body hurts.
Let's take
Great.
a nap.
Passes
Let's
the fuck
take a
out.
nap.
Do you guys want to take a short rest or a long rest?
Short rest.
What's the difference? I mean,
Short rest.
what's the time difference?
Okay.
Well, if we take a long rest, we could take a long
Yeah.
rest, but we'll wake up in like the middle of the night.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the trick, right? A long rest would wake you up at night, for you guys to go out, but
You'd have all your shit back.
We didn't really do anything.
I know we haven't done anything really, so I'm fine with just a short rest.
okay. So you guys take a short rest. Proceed to like you guys can all mark that down. Kind of get your stuff together, get working. You meditate or rest, whatever it is. An couple hours later, you hear a few bells around the city go off. Pretty quick progression. Like one big one goes off further away, towards the direction of the palace, and then you hear a bunch of them quickly. And
When you say-
nobody outside seems to like make that big of a deal of it, but it was like very obviously supposed to indicate something.
Okay. When you say
to the
bells, this
city.
is like a church bell type sound, or just like a
Yeah.
same tone, or is it like making a?
So, yeah, they're all the same tone.
Okay.
A half an hour later, you hear a very similar thing, except the bells are higher this time.
Okay.
And now when you look outside, you can see people are moving with a little bit
Purpose.
fire in their step. As you look aside, it's getting very close to the sun going down.
Okay.
As you look around the city, on the walls, you can see big fires being lit on the city walls.
Those are probably the watchtowers. Maybe.
Yeah, and you can see that behind those towers, there are like curved pieces of metal that seem to be directing the light out.
Like mirrors.
People- Say again?
Like mirrors.
Yeah, like similar to mirror, not exactly, but like similar to a mirror. Mirror heavier, more heat resistant,
Okay.
but not quite as sunny. As you guys are looking out at the street and seeing people like go inside buildings and like the streets getting much more sparse, and the people that are still on the street are moving quite quickly. You finally notice that there's a bar on your door, like to bar it shut. Not a lock, a bar. And you look at your door and realize that it's actually pretty heavy duty.
Like something comes. Sorry.
Like, as you look around, the big balcony that you have out towards the beach has some very heavy duty shutters that were kind of hidden behind the sides that you can pull across and bar those too, and they're pretty heavy duty.
Is this a zombie movie? What the hell's happening?
Are we barred on the inside? Or
Yeah, barred
can't
from
get
the
out?
inside,
Oh, the inside. Okay.
so things can't get in.
In other words, we would bar the door when it gets dark.
This is
You do notice that none of the smaller windows are like particularly barred or anything like that, but like the bigger entry points definitely seem to be reinforced.
Gregor, did you see these bars and stuff when we came in?
I don't remember seeing it. No.
Are we sure we still want to go outside?
Sounds
I
exciting.
think we should.
Let's do it.
Well, let's go take a look from the balcony, maybe.
Yeah, we could see what's going on.
Okay, yeah.
We go up on top one of those guard towers.
That's an interesting point. Oh wait, but
Oh, from the balcony, Zach. How high is the balcony? Like on the second floor, or like?
So I was more thinking not necessarily a balcony, more
Like
of
a
like
porch.
a veranda that's like out like a back porch.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So is it a one floor home? Like.
No, two stories.
Okay. Could I
Wait a
get?
second. patio on
Living
the first
quarters,
floor?
kitchen, that sort of thing on the first floor. Bedrooms on the second floor.
Is there a spot from that like porch area where I could like parkour up onto the roof easily?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, there are like tiny little ledges for most of the bedrooms that you could get through and get up.
Okay. I'm gonna try and get up
So-
on the roof at some point.
You hop up.
Yep.
Okay.
And just kind of take a perch
as
and
you-
just watch the city as the sun starts to go down and
Yeah.
keep an eye out for stuff.
As you guys kind of watch the sun, which is setting on the opposite side of your house, the city towards the city side, goes down, and you now notice that while there's still somewhat of a city thrum, it's more sedated, as most of the from inside buildings. There's a lot of movement along the wall, a lot of movement up in the guard towers, up in the guard towers. Unlike the outside, where there's like these big kind of stationary torch lamps, the guard towers actually do have little spotlights powered by what appear to be those lightning stones that they were talking about. And the lights are kind of like scanning up and down the streets. You see groups of these bear dog guards running through the streets patrolling. The place seems to have gone into like a full lockdown sort of situation.
Can I? Oh, sorry. You're still describing. Keep going.
Oh, I was gonna say, make a perception check.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. 13.
13. Okay. So you, like I said, you see a lot going on out in the. As you're up there, since you've kind of got a better vantage point, you do see some flames out in the woods beyond the wall.
The wall, okay.
And then occasional flashes of like blue-white light. There's the sound, not like a full-scale battle, but it definitely sounds like there is skirmishing going on outside.
And is the wall on would it be the western side of the city? So like across?
So
does the wall surround it? Like surround the whole thing?
Yeah. So it's like, give me a second. Let me find a marker real quick.
This place is fucking weird.
Right.
So,
Sorry, I'll be back in a second.
Okay.
hey, do you want to just take a break for like 10
Oh, yeah.
minutes?
Yeah, we can take a little bathroom break or something.
Yeah.
Get another drink then.
Here, we're gonna take a little quick break, Zach.
Quick break.
All right.
We're gonna take
Zach,
a quick break,
Zach.
Zach.
What?
We're gonna take a quick break. Do like a
Oh,
bathroom
just
thing.
a
fantastic.
break?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Alright.
let's take a break.
Okay, we'll be
All
back
right.
soon.
Okay.
Bye.
motherfucker starts slaughtering everyone.
Or like,
Everybody opens up the scary coffins. Nobody opens up the normal coffins.
I think you're onto something, Chase. You get the cool like black coffin. You make up like your own language and put your name and stuff in it on the outside of it. So when aliens find them, they like bring it back to Earth and they're like, "Can you decipher this?" And Earth's like, "We don't even know what that means." So like you're just like this third alien race that no one knows.
Looks like it was made by us,
Yeah,
but
they'll be like, he looks like a human, but we don't know like what this language is. He must be another parallel universe human. And then yeah,
Good idea. Perfect.
see,
all right.
Here we go.
All right,
Confuse the hell out of everyone.
we're live. I wanted to get the tail end of that conversation, so we're already live.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, Space Viking funerals, everybody.
Look it up.
Look it up. Make
Look it
sure to
up.
do it.
Heard it here
Tip your
first.
waitresses.
We'll hold you to
It's
it.
a fun conversation. That's what happened.
So, as night sets and you're seeing these skirmishes pop out.
You were gonna you had a drawing or something, right?
Oh, shit.
We had drawing.
Give me a second. That's fine.
Tech has amazing artistic skill.
Yes, he's very.
I don't have a
artistic.
marker, so I really apologize about it.
It's gonna be that, isn't it?
Some people say he's the next was it Da Vinci?
The next Da Vinci. Well, past
Wasn't Da Vinci
Past his
already
time.
famous by the time he was our age?
I mean, he probably invented like 300 things by the time he was our age.
only
It's a crazy
only a
guy.
handful of them work.
But you know, let's go grain of salt on this thing because back in the Renaissance time, like what had really been invented? You could invent anything.
I think about that all the time. Like there wasn't that much.
Like I could tie a string to a rock and be like, boom, I invented that.
Oh, you could invent that pet rock.
Yeah, exactly. Put it on a leash, boom, rock leash.
Okay. So, the city,
That's pretty good.
generally speaking,
Let me making it bigger here.
this is so the eastern shoreline, right? Water.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
that's
then there's
shore.
like the city, and there's a big wall going around it.
like a big
Kind of like
moon.
And the
dome
palace is
shape.
like here, and there's a road running out, and like you guys are kind of like
Well, and there's a
down
palace
farther,
in the
you're on
city.
the south.
There's a
So like
palace
you guys
in
are
the
like
city.
yeah,
Yes.
there's like you guys are like down here somewhere. Mind you, the palace is way too big. It's not actually that in the actual city. I
Not
just
to scale.
not to scale.
Appears
Okay.
larger in a mirror. I got it.
So it's hang on. He rolled a perception check and saw what? I don't remember.
You don't know what I saw because you're not me, bro.
I remember because I wasn't there. That's the right answer. Cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unless you're looking out the window and you see stuff too. I don't know.
I mean, I'd like to think that we're all looking out the windows. We're all like, what the hell's going on with the place?
Did
Yeah.
they see the
Mhm.
fires and stuff, like the flashes off beyond the wall, or do only I see that?
Oh, that's what he said.
Really,
Yeah.
it's only you because you're
Okay.
you're up above.
I can kind of see over
The
the
height
wall a
of the
little bit.
wall.
Like I can see like
Yeah.
the forest off beyond the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys can hear stuff coming from you. Can't really see any light. All of a sudden, there's a bunch of shouting and clangs and like booms coming from the other side of the city to the north.
Now, just for my like spatial awareness, and I know probably not like a super accurate reading, but like how far would I think the wall is from our house? Like, is this like a mile? Like, is it even that big?
Maybe half mile. You guys are towards the outside of the city,
Okay.
and while they left room for development, it's still pretty full.
Okay.
So like half mile, maybe. No, you know what? Let's say quarter mile.
Okay.
I'm just thinking about what I've got in my head right now. So like quarter mile away. So like you've got a pretty good idea. You see those same blue and white flashes coming from north of the city, even further north than the bar that you went to today. And then all of a sudden, you start hearing
Oh god, I knew this was coming.
dragging sound.
Dragging. This place is nightmarish.
Out on the sand next to your house.
Oh,
Oh, right next to us.
can I sneak over to the edge of the roof and take a peek?
Mm-hmm. As you look over, you look down on the beach, and you see a long, kind of wet black figure. Almost like a salamander that's too large, but wrong. The arms are too big. It's not as lithe, just wet, covered in muck and seaweed, dragging itself out of the water. And the sound that you heard is it's dragging its body across the sand. Something seems to be wrong with its back legs.
Oh, man. Guys, I think we got to go rescue Steve. He's out there.
Hang on, you don't.
Out of the water? So he's coming out of the ocean?
Yeah, it's coming out of the ocean.
Whoa.
I'm gonna go take a look.
I want to run
Okay.
over to
Oh,
the
wait,
window
you-
nearest to that too.
Do we all hear it, or?
I mean, anybody who's at a window, so presumably everybody here.
Yeah, aren't we all at a window? We're all like, what the hell's happening?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I think we have a thing to kill. Maybe.
Maybe.
Or is this a
Or
thing that we
maybe you
should
guys
kill?
maybe you guys should bar the doors.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go run. Bar the door.
Actually, maybe not, because you're locking me out now that I'm thinking about it.
No, because didn't you get up to the roof from like a second floor landing or something?
Oh, yeah, I guess. Well, yeah, we'll leave like a window open up on the second floor or something.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm gonna go downstairs and bar all the things that are there to be closed and barred and stuff.
I'm gonna close most of the shutters, leaving
I
one
think
for
we-
Airmail to come back into.
Yeah.
I think we should go out and see what it is.
I'm kind of with Rogar.
Kind of looks like Steve. I mean, what if he came in through the
I mean,
tornado?
I'll follow you guys if you need help, but
I don't think
maybe
that's
we should
Steve.
maybe we should watch him for a little longer and see what he does.
Okay.
Then at least we'll know if he's a friend or a foe.
All right.
Friend.
Maybe.
Oh, I
I'll
can
I'll just keep an eye on him from the roof, Zach. Just kind of like watching,
Okay.
observing his like movements. What he's like. Is he just? How fast is this thing? Is he kind of lugging along, or
Oh, and can we all
how,
see it?
how
Or
big
just-
is it?
From what you can see, now that it's fully out of the water, roughly 20 feet long.
Oh wow, that's a big one.
I mean, a solid
What's like the body shape?
three or
is it
four.
humanoid at all, or like you said, like salamander, like a lizard?
It really does look like a long aquatic lizard of some type. It is probably 3 to 4 feet in diameter.
Quadrupedal or bipedal?
Quadrupedal,
Okay.
but more of a slithering. Like it's grabbing and pulling itself, but you can see its torso kind of slithers along the sand as it pulls itself, and you can tell now that it's out with your vision, you can tell that it's kind of like one of its back legs is hurt from
Or-
something.
Or snake leg.
More snake salamander-esque
Ooh, Rogar.
newt looking motherfucker.
Maybe it's
Steve's
the
definitely
thunder
not a
meat.
snake. Oh, thunder meat. Let's go kill it.
But hang on, seriously, maybe
as you think about that, it takes and it lifts its head up. Like does its best to do like a sniff, but you can tell there's still water in it. Still water in its like olfactory senses, so it
Nose.
kind of makes more of a wet smacking sound.
That's gross.
But you see some lightning kind of like seep into the soil off of the face.
Some what?
Lightning.
Some electricity kind of seep off into the soil, and it kind of snaps its head up, and it looks at your guys' house and proceeds to start pulling itself faster towards you.
Maybe he's just afraid and wants a place to hide.
Really quick, can I look up and down the beach and see if I see any more of these creatures, or is this the only one I can really tell?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
I would like to help him.
Make your own perception check because
make
it would
my
be
own
hard to help in this situation.
Okay.
I rolled a 7.
Let's see,
No,
D20.
rolled a 2, got a 7.
Where are you at? I got a natural 1. So
Okay, well, you know.
You guys look up and down, but with everything else that's going on around the city, with the skirmishing going outside the city, inside the city to the north, and then this thing pulling itself towards you, you're just kind of distracted and don't really, like, you make a quick scan, but don't really see anything out of place.
Guys, let's keep it away from the house. And I'm jumping off the roof towards the creature onto the beach.
I'd like to
Okay.
charge out the front door.
Make an acrobatics check.
Can I just unbar the door? Because if I jump off the ledge, I'm gonna die.
23.
Nice.
Okay, so you jump off the roof and like a graceful like front flip and land like superhero pose, boom, like fucking Spider-Man on the back porch. The rest of you, the rest of you going out?
Yeah.
Guess I'm following Rogar.
I guess I'm
Charging
Haven't
out
died
the
yet.
front door.
Is Rora going out the front door?
Going out the front door.
I'm in tow.
Okay, so who's going out? Everybody?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
We don't know about Foray. We don't know about
Regis
Ray and
Regis is
Pass
totally
the fuck
into it.
out. I'm presuming that Regis is just gonna follow you guys.
Probably.
We just left it.
So if somebody wants
He
to
would.
play Regis, they can.
I can play Regis.
Okay.
I'll get his
Everybody roll initiative.
Woo! Hold on, let me pull up Regis' character sheet really fast.
Oof.
Oh man, natural 20
Nice.
on
Natural 1.
Ooh,
I got natural 3. 5 total.
I got an unnatural
All right.
15.
20 and above.
Hold on, I gotta roll for
That'd be me.
Regis.
22.
Roll for what?
I have to roll for Regis. I gotta get his
Yeah.
stats up.
I feel like you end up playing a lot of them because you have the most outside D&D experience.
I've played a Paladin before. I know how they work.
Yeah.
Okay. He got a 14. Oh, so I'm,
Okay,
I'm
so-
not there yet. I'm not there yet. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
So anyone 20 and above?
That's me. 22.
Yeah, Chase got one.
Okay.
Rora comes out just like, I got this!
All right. So
Really excited for that thunder meet. Just
all right. Anybody else above 20?
dripping off the chin.
No.
All right. 15 to 20.
15.
Yep.
All
Roll a
right.
17,
10 to 14.
Regis got a 14.
All right. 5 to 9.
Out of 5.
Airmal got a 4.
All right. Fantastic. Okay. So this thing pulls itself up and you guys come down onto the beach. Let's just say for general rules, you start out 25 feet away from it. It is
I do, or everyone else
by the
does.
water. Say again.
That's a good question.
I do, or everyone else does, since I'm the closest.
Everyone else does.
Oh, okay.
Presumably you jumped down and then like everybody else was coming out.
So
and you
it's
probably
25 feet away from the
fell
house, is
down.
what you're saying, more or less.
Yeah. Well, it's you're on the beach 25 feet away from the creature.
Oh, we all are. Okay.
Oh, okay.
We will defend this house.
Behind
will
it,
not
the
pass.
beach is probably 50 feet away.
Okay.
And behind
Cool.
you, the house is probably 50 feet away.
All right, so we're right in the middle.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So this thing looks at you guys and it kind of takes some, props itself up as much as it wants, and as it does so, lightning arcs between its along its body and onto the wet sand that is pulled up. Rogar, your turn.
Gonna run up right in front of its face, and I'm going to pull out my new shiny great axe, kind of heft it up, and take a nice horizontal swing at it with my great weapon master and reckless attack.
Okay. I don't know what those do right at the top of my head.
Great Weapon Master is a lot like Sharpshooter, so he takes a
Right.
-5 to attack and +10 to damage.
Yes.
The
Thank you.
reckless attack just gives me
Advantage.
advantage on my first attack
Yep.
for the turn.
Right.
But then
Okay.
he then attacks against him get advantage till the
Advantage
beginning of his
also.
next turn. Yeah.
Okay.
So, between... Got a hold on. Got advantage in this. All right, so I got an 11.
And 11.
11. Yep. Did not roll
that
good.
that does not hit.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Valiant effort.
No problem.
Not
I
quite.
would like to attack again with
Okay.
my extra attack.
Oh
Alright.
guys, it's dark outside and it's a black thing. We're gonna have a hard time.
I
You
got
don't have- well, you don't have dark vision.
19.
I do not.
19 without the great weapon master. So
So
A 19
14?
19. Yep.
Oh well, you didn't
No,
do Great
19.
Weapon. Okay.
Just
without
just
it.
19.
So
Okay.
just
19.
19. 19 hits.
Oh, cool.
All right. So roll for damage.
Damage is, oh, 12. Nice. So 18 points of damage.
18 points of damage. Okay.
Yeah.
And mind you, you're also using a +1 great axe. Remember that.
Yep.
Okay. So as you hit it with that second hit, you get the impression that if you leave the weapon and just try to push it farther, the weapon's gonna hold itself a little bit better.
That's
It's
weird.
gonna kind of hold on to the creature in front of you. Anyways, so you did 18 points of damage. Is that it for you in this turn, or did you have
That's
other
all,
stuff that you can do?
Nope. That's all I can do.
Okay.
Yep.
The creature, angry at getting slammed into its neck with this large great axe, takes and rears back, and it's going to make a bite attack against you. And that is a 12.
Doesn't
Technically-
hit, but he gets advantage. So
Oh, right. Yeah, that's a 28. So
that hits.
that does hit.
Ooh.
Give me 1 second.
That's all right.
It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Sorry,
No problem.
that was for a constrict.
Oh,
So it's going to grab, and it takes, and quickly it's part of its body reaches up around and slings around your body and pulls tight.
No.
trying to flex my scales and muscles to break free.
Oh, buddy. So my apologies. I wasn't actually expecting there to be a fight tonight, but here we are.
Here we are.
What do you mean you weren't expecting? This thing came out of the water. What are we gonna do? Watch it? Hey, look, guys! A big, angry, bitey thing.
Probably would have
Maybe.
been the smart thing to do.
Gonna go cower in my house.
Motherfucker.
Not Rogar.
Okay.
No way.
So it takes and wraps around you, and it's going to do because it's hurt and not doing great. 10 points of bludgeoning damage, and you feel as it pulls around you. That's just the bludgeoning as it tries to crush you. You feel as its scales start to sink in and pull against your own scales, and then it's going to do an additional 7 points of slashing damage. And until the beginning of your next turn, you're going to be grappled. So at the beginning of the next turn, you can make an attempt to get out. Okay?
Just grappled. Okay.
Yes, you're just grappled, which means you're so it's going to do that, and then it's going to make a bite against you because you are right there next to it.
Wow. Forgot monsters have like 5 attacks.
I know, right?
Yeah. Every single one. Multi.
And that's going to be a 23.
23.
That doesn't.
That hits. Yeah.
Okay. All right, and it's going to do 16 points of piercing damage, and it's going to swallow you.
Oh,
what the?
So it takes and it grabs you, and then quick loosens just a little bit, takes and it just thump, and real quick, its mouth opens wider than you thought it could, and its mouth just thump, grabs and pulls up and just swallows you completely.
Maybe we should have stayed inside. I think that may have been.
Are we? Am I still just grappled?
Now you are blinded and now you are blinded and restrained
and suffocating. Maybe not.
But you have total cover against attacks.
That's cool.
Interesting.
Wow.
And you can still hit it. You have advantage against it inside.
Wait, I thought he was restrained.
Huh?
I thought he was restrained.
Sorry, yeah, right. Not God damn it, where is it restrained?
Let's see here.
I mean, if he can let it out. Oh, dude, use your breath weapon from the inside.
So,
shit, do
just
that.
straight. Just straight. Not, you don't have advantage, you're just straight, okay? My apologies.
Oh, just
You're right,
restrained?
because he was restrained.
It says restrained attack rolls against creatures have advantage.
Yeah, but it doesn't, like, just inside of it, because you are restrained, you don't have, because I was thinking since you're inside of it, it's going to be hard pressed to miss it from the inside. But it's just going to be straight, okay? So, after that, it is going to be Gregor's turn. Gregor.
Whoa, Gregor, you're so high in the initiative.
I know, it's so strange.
Start at the bottom, now you're here.
Look where he is now. And he's on the island of Thea, and he's suddenly good at initiative. Whoa.
I'm so good at this stuff now. Yeah. There's a couple things that I want to do at the same time, which obviously I cannot. So, like.
Are any of those things an action or bonus action? Because you might be able to do two of them. At least.
They're all actions, which is the problem.
That's a deal breaker. Gonna have to pick and choose. Unless you can like sweet talk Zach into letting you do all of them at once.
Zach, can I? I'm 25 feet away. We're all 25 feet away, except for Rogar, who's 0 feet away.
He's 0 feet away.
Rogar is negative 5 feet inside.
Alright, so
I have infiltrated the enemy.
Guys, I'm in.
You did it.
So can I cast light, which normally basically turns an object into a light emitting thing? Can I cast light on a creature? It doesn't really say that I can. It also doesn't really say I can't. It does imply that I can't, but I feel like I should be able to.
I
I
don't know
can
if
read
you
it to you
would.
if you want.
Is a person an object? Is the question here because it says you touch one object.
It does,
Yeah.
I would argue a person is not an object.
but I feel like I should be able to read it.
Yeah.
Usually a
it's
spell
not
would
an
say
object,
object
so no,
or
you
it would
can't.
say creature or object or something like that if it was allowed.
No. So yeah, no. It's because it's an object. It's or humanoid. So no.
Or Zach could like let you do it, but because like the creature might not be willing, if you choose like the monster, maybe you'd have to roll for it or something and have to.
Well, it has a save, yeah, whatever. But
Has a save?
it does. It says if you target an object held or won by a hostile creature,
Oh,
the creature
okay.
must accept the dexterity throw to avoid the spell. Which
I see.
I kind of want to.
Yeah, but that's more like.
I feel like that sentence
Like, if
alone
you-
tells you that you can't really do the creature. You can only do an object they have. You know?
Now, mind you, it's still got seaweed wrapped on it. You might be able to make the seaweed glow.
Can you make Rogar's foot glow? That's sticking out of his mouth.
I can't. It's a
Oh
perfectly
no,
person
there's no
too.
foot sticking out. Rogar's gone. He is inside this fucker.
He's
We're
not
doing
gone,
Men
he's
in Black
infiltrated.
inside the cockroach fucking ship.
Ugh.
Does
It's nice
does the
knowing you.
monster look like you have a big belly now, or like a human-shaped belly?
Like a Rogar shit belly.
Honestly, it does not look like
different?
there's no difference, really.
It's just huge.
I'm telling you, this
Okay.
thing's like seriously like a solid 5 feet in diameter and
Yeah.
like serpentine and 20 feet long. Thing's fucking huge.
I can take him.
Oh. Well, we're about to find that out. Okay, so as a bonus action, I like to cast Shield of Faith on myself, and I get a +2 to my AC
Okay.
for the next 10 minutes, concentration up to 10 minutes.
All right.
And then I like to run up to it and cast. I have the wrong spells for this. You know what? I'm gonna hit it.
Okay.
I have this brand new weird hammer thing that does I don't know what exactly, and I want to find out.
Are you talking about the hammer of arrows?
No, I am not. I'm talking
Oh
about
no, you're talking about
the other hammer.
The poison arrow.
which I
hammer.
didn't make a specialty weapon for you yet. But
You did not, so I don't know what it does.
it's a +1 warhammer.
Okay.
Okay. And you know what makes things bleed?
Because it has these
That's-
weird like blood channels on the side.
Yes. I haven't given you much beyond that. Okay.
You have not. I know it has snakes and it has blood channels and it's a +1. It's a +1 to both hit and damage.
Yes.
All right. So yeah. So I'm two-handing it.
Okay.
And okay, so I'm gonna swing at it. Right. Sorry. Oh, 6 times. +5 + 8 is 13.
13.
Wait.
Okay.
Look, right, look at it's my warhammer is +7 to hit. Is this a +8 to hit? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, so then it's a 13.
Okay. So 13 does not hit.
Seriously,
A 13?
Not that high.
you're not that high.
Dude, a 13 doesn't hit doesn't hit a goblin. Like
I've hit things on 10s before. Okay, fine. So I am now sitting next to this
So-
creature with an 18 AC.
yeah. So you run up and take a big old swing at this motherfucker. And it just like sees you coming, and even though it's still like trying to digest Chase, it manages to like wrench itself back up. And as it does so, it's standing 10 feet high, looking down at you,
This is
lightning
so bad.
crackling across its skin.
Run away!
Regis, are you gonna do anything else, Gregor?
I am Regis.
I cannot. I did an action and a move and a bonus action.
Okay. Regis, your turn.
Regis would
Or-
like to.
Alec as Regis.
Let's see if he has any bonus action spells. I'll think about it. What's that shit do? Yeah, okay, not that great.
Damn it! I forgot to. Sorry. Continue.
Regis is going to run towards the creature. How far away are we from it? 25 feet, you said?
25 feet.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna get right up to it with 5 feet to spare, and then he's
Okay.
going to pull out Autumn's Breath, his sword, his long sword,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going
His
to
long sword. He pulls out a weapon that, as he does so, there's almost like a puff of like cold air as he pulls it out. And as it pulls it out, you can see a long dragon bone sword.
Yeah, it says it's fashioned from the rib of a dragon. Well, it's obviously a rib. The handle is leather wrapped around the base of the tooth, and there is no crossguard, so it's just like this big ass rib of a dragon.
Rib dragon sword.
Yeah.
Pulls out his shield and gets ready to fucking go.
So, and then he's just gonna take a strike at this creature.
Okay.
Right. Oh, it was almost so good. It was like teetering to 18, then it rolled back to 3. So I think that probably misses. Let's see.
To what?
It's a 10, so that misses.
Yeah, that misses.
But he'll take another attack. Ah! And that's better. That is a 22 to hit.
Okay.
And then he's going to burn a first level spell slot to Divine Smite into this creature, along with the weapon damage and the extra d6 cold damage.
Divine Smitty.
Very nice.
Yes, so...
Because it's the only magic weapon I gave him.
It's pretty cool.
What?
Yeah, sword.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
But
Okay.
it's literally the only magic that he has on him, so...
So the weapon damage is 5.
Okay.
Let's see, how much is the Divine Smite right now? Let me just double check that really quick. I think it's a D8. Okay. It's 2D8. Okay. So then the Divine Smite damage is 7 radiant damage.
Okay.
And then the extra d6 cold damage is 6 cold damage. Got the max there.
So 13 plus, what did
So
he do
it
for
was
normal
6
sword?
plus 7 plus 5. So 18 damage.
So 18, yeah.
Yep. And that will do it for his turn.
All right. Very cool. After that, it is going to be Galen.
Yeah. Galen's looking around. He wants to see if there are any one-story buildings nearby where we are. Are we on the beach, or are we like still in the confines of the city?
You're on the beach. There really aren't any.
Okay.
It's mostly like beach houses right
Fair
now.
enough. He looks around hopefully, but sees nothing. So he's just gonna stay right where he is, and he's gonna launch a firebolt at the creature.
Okay.
Oh, I lost it. Ew. That is 12. So that doesn't hit.
That does not hit.
No. So yeah, he's just gonna be like, oh darn, and that's his turn.
Oh, darn. No, darn it.
Okay. Okay.
Even in combat, he's just the nicest one of us.
Oh,
And Aramel.
oh
Go.
wow. Okay, Aramel is going to run towards this creature, pull out Batosai, give it a twirl, and just come down with a two-handed strike right to like right like above like, where the meat of the right where the shoulder kind of connects to the neck. So crack it right there. That is a 19 to hit.
Okay. 19 hits.
Okay. Then I'm going to do. I'm gonna use one of Batosai's uses of its power to make this a crit. So I'm
Okay.
just gonna double the damage on the dice. I'm gonna use Savage Attacker to re-roll that because it was low. That's better. So it's 15 damage on that one,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna spend a key point to try a stunning strike on it. So it has to
Okay.
make a DC. Let's see.
Con
It's a DC 13 Constitution saving throw.
13.
Yeah.
Okay. Use the Goliath.
That was
A
great.
21.
Yeah. Okay, makes
Oh.
it. All right. So I like leave it in the meat of its shoulder, then I pull it out, and then like do a twirl, and then bring it down right on top of its head
Okay.
for another strike. That is only an 11, so I think that misses.
That misses, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a key point, and then I'm gonna do flurry of blows.
Okay.
So 2 unarmed strikes. So then after I kind of like go for the other overhead swing, and it like kind of just dodges out of the way, and then I bring the staff back, and then I just come down with probably like a flying knee, right to its jaw. That's better. That is a 20, not natural.
That hits.
And then so that'll be 5 bludgeoning damage, and then I'm gonna spend another key point to try and stun it again.
All right.
So DC 13 con save.
And then it is a 9, so it is stunned.
Yes. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Then I'll take the next flurry of blows at advantage because it's stunned, and it's stunned till the end of my next turn.
Okay.
So then that is a 25 to hit on the last
All right,
unarmed
so
strike.
hits.
Oh, sorry. And then that'll be 8 bludgeoning damage on that one.
8 bludgeoning damage?
Yep.
All right. So.
And then that'll be my turn. So you guys have advantage against him. Attack him.
Fantastic.
And he's
So
stunned.
as you hit him with that last hit, you feel the jaw kind of snap,
Oh,
break
sorry,
a little bit,
Rogar. Oh,
and
I'm not
it
like
like takes and it wrenches back
Didn't feel it.
and kind of a little bit, and you see it kind of like curl and try to, and then just kind of like slump onto the ground momentarily.
Okay.
Rogar, it's your turn.
You are inside.
So I have an advantage on my attacks from Alec. Right?
No, you just straight because you're restrained. It's just a straight attack.
Right. Straight attack.
Hey, it would have been disadvantage if he wasn't stunned, so
Oh, true.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
Or actually,
Can he even attack when he's restrained? I don't know. How does that work?
he can, but he gets disadvantage. But because he's
Stunned.
Wait, I get
inside,
disadvantage?
because he's stunned, he gets advantage. So it's just straight.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
It's a very weird mechanic right now.
No, that's what I would do.
But
I'm
yeah,
going
so it's
to,
just straight.
Obviously, I'm going to rage. Kind of.
A little
about
mad.
being a little mad about that.
I'm sorry. I've got this idea of going
Yeah.
Super Saiyan inside this creature. Like
Probably
all of a
gonna-
sudden you see like glow coming from his mouth. So it's slap on the ground, and then you just see the body kind of
Golden
twitch a little bit.
Gonna probably
Alright, so you're raging?
Frenziedly rage.
Nice.
Okay,
Starting getting a frenzy now. A little bit of panic.
and
Going to,
frenzy. What's the disadvantage of frenzy?
He gets exhausted after he's done with it,
Right.
but he gets an extra attack. He gets a bonus action
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah.
Next turn.
That takes a turn to warm up.
Yeah.
Gotta build myself up. A lot of confidence boosting, a lot of moral support.
You know, I'm just
Tell
gonna
myself.
pull up. I'm just gonna pull up your guy.
Oh, there you
I'm gonna pull Roger up. So I.
go. All right. So yep. So probably all right. So for my first attack, I'm gonna do another reckless attack. So enemy can't really hurt me if I'm inside it. I hope.
You think?
That's why I said I hope. Then I'm gonna do a great weapon master with also, and I want to just kind of take my axe and just kind of like stick it into the monster and try to just slowly turn my body and just drag my axe around its stomach.
Ow.
Okay. Make your attack.
Murder.
It's true. It's its fault for swallowing something with a sharp object in its hands.
17 minus 5 is 12 plus 9 is 21.
What the fuck?
Yeah, 21.
That explains that.
What's that?
Sorry, I was very confused. That's strange. Okay. What would you roll? 21?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so that hits.
All right. Do not attack damage is a 7 plus 5, 16, 26.
Did you add the 10 for Great Weapon Master?
Yep.
Okay, nice.
Very nice. So 26.
Yep.
All right.
Gonna attack again, probably.
Do it.
Make another attack.
All right. So since my axe is now in its belly, you said my axe kind of like it gets sucked into the belly or whatever, or sucked into the enemy.
If you push it.
Mm-hmm.
If I push it or whatever. So just gonna
Yeah.
try to push it and then do another, a full turn in its belly, just trying to drag my axe around the insides of it.
So this is a strange situation.
Yeah.
As you do so, roll for it. Just sorry, 1 second. I'm trying to think of how the mechanics that I came up with work for this situation.
You're the one that put me there.
Make another attack roll, just like you would normally would.
What if I add Great Weapon Master to it? Does that matter?
I mean, however you want to do the attack, that's totally fine.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. That's why not. Got a 11, so that is 6 plus 9, 15. Does that hit?
15 does not.
Dang. All right.
Fuck.
Help you?
Sorry, somehow my Google Chrome was doing everything with a private tab open,
Oh,
Or
and so I wasn't
tab.
logged into anything, and now I'm trying to log into what I need to be logged into.
incognito.
Anyways, no,
did you
that
press
doesn't hit face.
did you do Control Shift T and not Control T to make a new tab?
So that'll do it.
I mean, I'm on my tablet, so really no.
Then I don't know what happened.
Anyways,
Natty, why would you know that shortcut so off the top
What?
of
I
your
don't
head?
know what happened.
yeah, Natty, why would you
Because even though I can't figure out how to use my camera, I know,
So you did 26
Priorities.
points damage.
Yep.
You miss. You try to keep it to like sink in, and it just doesn't quite. It just kind of gets popped out of the side. Is there anything else that you're going to do?
Can I, said I'm being restrained. Can I move at all?
No.
No.
You can make a DC. Sorry, I'm trying to pull back up the correct monster stats. Give me 1 second. There is a DC, but I think you need to. Come on. There we go. I'm so sorry about this.
No problem.
You're good.
Oh, come on. Where's the fucking... Oh, you fuckers. Sorry, everything's screwing up on me right now. I'm trying to find the monster that I'm looking for.
At least you're
Both
staying
are
connected this time.
True, we
so
haven't lost
not-
it once.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Don't jinx it. What the hell's wrong
my
with
Knock on
gosh.
wood, it's fine.
All right, you... So you could have used your action to try and pull yourself. But since you didn't, it would have been an action since you were grappled. Like you were grappled. So
Oh, okay. So I didn't know I could do that. Right.
yeah.
Alright. Good to know.
Yeah, sorry. My apologies. You're grappled, which in this case means that you're blinded and restrained, but it's still the same grappling rules. So.
Oh, okay.
But you did 26 damage inside of it.
Yep.
So as you do so, you feel the creature lurch and kind of sway as your axe finds purchase and pierces through the side.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Look, guys.
Spilling open, and the creature slumps to the ground, and you slide out through the stomach, covered in acid.
Gregor immediately casts light on his axe.
Actually, I'm still going to make you take acid damage, though, because you're still in the acid.
Okay.
So, you take 14 points of acid damage.
Darn.
Jump
in the ocean, wash it off.
And now
We do have an ocean there.
a few seconds pass, and you guys hear quick footsteps, and you see these creatures, these dark hairy creatures, running across the sand like almost like wolves, and they quickly come upon you and this creature and see the belly cut and spilled open, and Rogar slightly hissing as the stomach acid tries to eat into him. And they stand up, and one that's slightly larger than the rest of them kind of looks down and goes, "You."
Yeah.
Kind of questioningly.
Oh, that's it? He's just gonna go, you?
You.
Its first mistake. Its first mistake was swallowing that big guy right there. After that, it was all downhill.
This thing isn't endangered or anything, right? Like we don't want to get on a list.
I felt like
Did
taking
we just do a bad thing because we're so we apologize?
Scales pretty well.
One of the creatures from the back runs over and pulls a bucket off its back and scoops up salt water and then rushes up and splashes it all over you, Chase.
I told you to jump in the ocean and wash it off.
And you feel some of the stomach acid, and it runs back to the ocean. And the leader of the little band of bear dogs kind of looks and goes, "Impressive."
We protect our own. It was getting close to the house.
We like the house.
He laughs, and as soon as he starts laughing, bear dogs behind him start laughing also.
They're like hyenas.
And he goes, "All right.
What is this thing?"
Just something the storm dredged up last night."
What?
Gregor, what the? God damn it, Gregor! This is your fault.
Sorry. This is my. I didn't do it.
He kind of looks and just kind of like quizzically. Occasionally things come out of the ocean. Apologize that we weren't here fast enough, but
No, it's good. Can we eat this thing?
The small creature runs up and splashes another bucket of water on you. He starts running back to the
Rogar, why don't you just go jump in the ocean? Save this kid some time.
He goes,
making me walk to the ocean.
Yes, we are.
No, Rogar would totally just stand there and let him keep doing it.
He likes the attention.
The leader looks and goes,
I've been taking a bath in a couple
Side.
weeks. Nice.
Sorry, what? Zach?
the leader kind of looks and goes, all right, get back inside. There's a lot of things out and about tonight because of the storm yesterday. So get back inside. We'll take care of it. If you need any help, try to signal us and we'll be there. Yes? You don't need to put your arms up like that.
I got excited, I'm sorry. So, we're the newcomers. This is my fault, I guess. I'm not sure how I did it, but it's my fault. Why don't we help you hunt these things? Obviously, we can.
Honestly, because it's not your job. They have very specific tactics. Me and my men and the other men in the city, we know how to fight these things.
Yeah, you did a great job with this one.
Yeah, but no, I'm sure you guys do an excellent job, but you're clearly a little overstretched. Give us an area, and we'll help you defend it.
I mean, we'll be fine. Realistically, the chances of another one getting inside this city tonight are pretty slim. And we don't see too many coming from the ocean. So we should be fine. If one gets near your house or near the street, feel free to make an attack, but understand. And he walks over and runs his hand along the back haunch and sees a big gash. And he goes, understand this one was hurt and damaged, and it may not be quite so easy next time.
Oh, we did that. Yeah, that was Rogar.
He looks at all your weapons and goes, sure you did.
I like to switch weapons during battle.
He has 3 great swords on his back.
They already don't like us. What are you guys doing?
He goes, okay. He walks up and he holds his arm out to you, Rogar.
I just give him a high five.
Sorry, he was just in the stomach. He's looking pretty.
He strangely kind of switches from the arm grasp.
And then you go right to the fist bump and do this thing.
And he looks at his men, and they just begin to run off down the beach.
All right.
Wait, so can we eat this thing?
Sure, you can certainly try.
Or we can sell it to some. It's gonna stink tomorrow if we don't get it.
Probably already stinks.
Do you want to see if you can figure it out? If you can eat it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Make a.
Yeah, Galen and Gregor have been studying cooking, by the way, for weeks. So.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah. Can I help him?
Could they at least determine what parts of the creature might be edible or might be best?
This poor DM, we're so fucking weird.
No. So first, make a nature check to see if it's edible, and both of you can make it, or you can help each other.
Nature.
I'm decent at nature.
I'm decent.
I'll help you then.
All right. So does that mean I get advantage?
Yeah.
That worked out really well. I got an unnatural 20.
Okay. Looking at it, you're like, we can eat this. This looks just like the same meat that was served to Rogar earlier.
Rogar, we can totally eat this.
It's
now
thunder meat.
Make a medicine check to try and figure out what parts of it you're supposed to pull meat off of.
Thunder meat.
What check?
How big are one of its
medicine?
legs?
One of
How
its
big?
legs?
Yeah.
22.
2.5 feet in diameter.
Basically, we can make
4
a
or
steak.
5 feet long.
That's a meaty boy.
For a leg, mind you.
Can I
What'd you guys get for the nature check?
I rolled
Or
a
for the medicine
22.
check? Okay. So you look and you're like, this thing is fucking big. It's basically all meat we can take what we want.
Nice.
And just start carving meat off of it. How much are you gonna try carve off?
I don't know. We could probably sell some of it to a butcher or to the
You
barber.
can literally pull roughly 300 pounds of meat off of it.
Bag of
put
holding.
it. Okay, wait.
Put it where?
Bag of holding. Why not?
If you wanted to, happy fucker.
We gotta get a bag of
Does
colding.
it also keep it in stasis so it doesn't rot?
Yeah, I was
That's what
thinking
I'm
that too.
We gotta get a bag of colding so we can. Store it
Bag
back.
of colding.
A refrigerated bag of holding.
That's a real thing. That's an actual item.
Is it?
Yeah.
I love it. I love that so much.
We totally should. How do we? I would like to get as much meat out of the thing as we possibly can. This night got so weird.
You gotta let. This was your fault that this creature died. You realize that you killed this creature.
Ha! You know what? I will not be blamed for this forever.
But it's like
Yeah,
your
I'm
god,
trying-
man.
I can technically drag up to 600 pounds, so I mean.
But drag it where? That's the problem. Like, everyone is
Well,
at home and scared right now.
why don't we drag
Maybe
it
we-
towards our house and leave it there overnight, and then tomorrow we can figure out where to take it. If it even
I
makes
lost
it
you.
through the night, something else
Oh,
might
we
come
lost
and eat
you.
it.
Oh, I got you back.
So,
Wait,
Sorry,
maybe we
you cut out.
Oh,
we drag it to that pastry guy. He's gotta have like.
No, we drag it to the gnomish bar.
that, or we
How
could
far is the bar?
Pretty far.
pretty far. Well, why don't we just like go? We could drag it to the house. Like, hopefully, it
Maybe
makes
we
it through the night. It doesn't get
Maybe
eaten
we
by
Anybody
got
got any
neighbors.
chilling spells?
Do we have
Wait,
any neighbors around our house?
probably.
I might.
are they gonna want to talk to us? They're probably pretty
I'm
scared.
losing interest. I'm going back into the house.
Wait, yeah, this is really dumb
Right.
conversation. But can I do like?
Alright. Can I
Wait,
try
wait,
sticking
can-
my axe in it and see what happens?
Wait, no. You
Yeah, of
cut off
course.
the leg or something and do
Alright.
that. Don't ruin the meat.
What are you
Alright,
what are you gonna do, try and do, Chase?
I'm gonna cut off the leg and then I want to stick my axe into it and see what the axe does.
Okay, so you chop off a leg.
Yep.
And then proceed to just like take your axe and sink it in, right? And you hold and kind of push it, like do your best to push it in. And you can feel it cutting, and then all of a sudden it grabs and just seems to stop. And you realize that this thing basically now has a solid hold on this creature,
Oh shit!
giving you advantage on all grappling attempts and allowing you to push things around,
It's an
basically.
axe of grappling. That's so
Oh,
cool.
wait a minute.
Oh.
It,
Hang on,
it,
wait,
it allows you that if you attack the same creature twice, it's going to sink in and then allow you to, like, basically make it much easier for you to, like, shove things and pull things around and move.
Legit.
So I
So
pick
I'll
up
come
the
up with
axe.
exact rules, but it's yeah, like you said, basically an axe of grappling.
So if I pick up the axe, the leg comes with it.
Did you do that to cut off the leg? I thought you cut off the body.
What?
Wait, what?
Sorry, I thought you had cut off the leg and then sunk it into the body as a separate thing.
No, into
Oh,
the
no, I
leg.
sunk it into. I
Oh,
sunk it
into the leg.
Yeah.
So as it sinks in, you actually have trouble getting the leg to come apart, but as you do, the leg just kind of sticks to one of the blades of the war axe and just like it's like this now it's this like long bladed thing with like a leg sticking off
Still twitching.
until like you kind of like make a flinging motion, pops off, the blood on the axe disappears, and it just looks like a normal axe.
I have two things I'd like to do if no one
Okay.
else wants to do stuff. I just got excited.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
Thing the first is I want to test. I want to put my warhammer into the same leg and see what happens. And then thing two is I want to take. Well, I guess three things. Thing two is take as much meat as you possibly can off of it, and then cast or drag it inside, and then cast Speak Storm on it because Speak Storm makes things freeze, and see if it'll help hold it for the night, or if we have like a cellar or something.
You're gonna cast what?
You're gonna cast Sleet Storm in our house.
Yes, but in this little area. Well, maybe
think
we
it's
should
got
cast
like
it
a-
outside.
It's got like a really big
As
radius.
you're getting ready to prepare spells, Thray stumbles downstairs and is just like, "Are you trying to? Trying to freeze it?"
We're gonna get the meat off. We're gonna freeze it. And we're gonna sell it. It's gonna be good.
Oh, I can fucking freeze it. And he like casts Ray of Frost on its head, and you see like the eyes and the rest of it just glaze over. But it's like a very like nonchalant like fucking, and it's almost like he threw snow at it. Like everything just kind of freezes, and he proceeds to fall onto the ground with its arms stretched, and he casts Ray of Frost again at his head, and it just fucking completely at this point just frosts over.
Nice.
And he kind of looks at it and goes, I got it.
I got it. I did it.
You did a great job, Thuray.
Yeah, that
All right,
someone just
and
had
I-
their senior moment. Now
Can
we're
I
gonna take him inside.
jam my hammer into the leg and see what happens?
It's frozen.
Sure. So as you sink it into another leg, you hit and you feel like the similar like chunk as it breaks the bone underneath and like really puts some force into the bone. As you pull back, you notice that the blood it's pouring out of this wound. And you also notice that the blood that's on the tongue of the snake on your weapon, it's being pulled inside, and you notice these small red crystals starting to form around the head of the axe.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Mm.
Weird. Guys, what is this?
I don't know. Looks like red.
Over
crystals.
the next long rest, you can become more acquainted with it
Okay.
and get a better idea. So, as you guys proceed to take and cut apart the meat and freeze it, get it ready for transport, make sure it's okay. You do all that. The sound of fighting outside the city kind of ebbs and flows. Nothing else seems to come up on your street. Is there anything else? Are you guys going to strike out and try to find more, or are you just going to chill for the night?
I'm down to chill. I
Very
think,
rest.
I think we've seen enough for now.
Okay.
We've seen the caliber of monster that could be out here. Giant.
Yeah,
Ocean
I'm good with
challenges.
chilling and then going out tomorrow. We can defrost one of these steaks and eat it tonight if we want.
We could.
So you guys have a pretty good time inside your new house. All eating this electric thunder meat.
It's so good.
No.
Thunder meat.
You all
No,
find
I
it actually
been
tastes
inside
really,
this meat
really
before.
good. Eventually, you fall into a deep sleep. The next day, you wake up and the city's already up and kind of out. You do find a note slipped under your door. A letter. It's a nice envelope. A large wax seal on it.
What does the seal look like?
The seal looks like
Very
the paw of a bear paw, but each of the claws is made to look like a mountain from a mountain range.
Like a what?
A mountain. From a
Oh,
mountain.
okay.
It's a bear, like a bear claw, but each of the claws is
A mountain.
a mountain.
Like a mountain. Okay.
As you crack it open and look inside, you find two notes. The first, kind of, which seems to be, it's not as eloquent and not very well, says, your presence is requested at the palace this morning. That's it. It's kind of like not a very well written sort of thing. And then inside you find a very eloquent letter that looking at it and reading through a number of fluid words, you get to the main point, which is that in a day's time you are invited to the annual lunar masquerade.
Party.
Ooh.
As such, you are requested to come to the palace for a fitting of clothes and to my apologies, and to go see Saphira the mask maker to retrieve your mask for the masquerade.
Ooh.
And
Sounds
that's where we're gonna
fancy.
end it for tonight.
Okay, that's so cool.
Very cool.
Masquerade.
That's so interesting.
You guys have a masquerade, and your presence has been requested by someone else.
Damn.
Gonna get my dance on.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh,
Damn, Gregor, you got some connections.
Mhm.
Apparently. I mean, my connection is a god, so that's pretty cool. But also, you know,
Yeah,
bears.
like, yeah.
Well,
Well, you know, bears.
Also bears.
that is the most high and mighty, like, cleric bullshit I have heard pulled in a while. Like,
My
I
connection
mean,
is a god.
you're okay,
so-
but I'm just saying. I just talked to a goddess a week ago.
And also bears.
also bears.
All right, good session,
Boys,
dudes.
This was a fun ass time.
Always a
Mhm.
good time.
I am glad to be back at it.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Lots of ideas, lots of stuff going.
It's a pretty
Really
good
happy that-
comeback episode.
I'm really happy that I did super well on my initiative roll and then did no damage in the fight.
Yeah, it was a really
Me
great
neither.
turn.
It's okay.
You guys all rolled really poorly. Still. So okay.
So did
here's
you.
the trick,
That's what
right?
got it stunned.
I really
Oh, should
have to
we-
be
should we sign
careful.
Oh yeah, we can sign off if you want.
I don't want. I'm just saying. Like, I don't know if anyone cares about this.
Bye, everybody.
See you next week.
But